Because you see,
Yeah.
if I had
Fucking dad.
if I had had that 30 points, I would be 140 points back from Nick or from Ben right now, and I would be making him sweat. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Duster Squad podcast. That's got to be my quietest intro ever.
Very common.
I think so.
Do you want me to retry?
No.
Welcome back.
Keep it. Whoa.
Sorry. Yeah, we're back. We're sans Benny this week just because he's got to work late tonight. We're recording on Friday night. And tomorrow he's actually going to be in Montreal again, watching a game, watching his Canadians take on my Tampa Bay Lightning.
Ooh.
So that
should
be
like
interesting.
a loss for the Montreal Canadiens.
I sure hope so. But listen, the Lightning sometimes find a way to lose to much lesser teams.
Shitty teams.
As all good teams do.
Well, you guys realize the two options. The two options are the Lightning win or Jake Allen goalies them. So that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it. But actually, since Benny's not here, we're going to start with the Habs because we can get that done with quickly, as is our tradition. Benny typed up a little thing that I will read word for word. So any typos or anything, you're going to hear them. All right. The Habs seem to still be on the same track, honestly. Staying in games, but losing them largely due to being incapable of not taking like 10 penalties a game. And a lot of the young guys are progressing nicely. So that's good. And there was a fun win against Calgary in there. Giving the Ducks their second regulation win on the season isn't exactly ideal, though. Lamau. All in all, everything is fine. So there you go. Benny's good with where the Habs are. I think most of people who are fans of them are. They're kind of they're playing games. They're winning some, losing some. It's like, after last season, it couldn't really get much worse. So.
They're scoring points in the Atlantic just like every other team is.
Yes, they are.
Yep.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're the worst team in the Atlantic right now or the best team in the Atlantic right now. Like, yes, the spread between the top and bottom is a lot, but like 4, 5, 6, 7 is
it's
like
tight.
all
it's tight in there.
Strike distance of each other.
It is tight. Well, why don't we go to the last team in the division? Is that the Senators? That's still the Senators, right?
Yeah. They're on a good heater on the last 7 games. I think out of the last 7 they're 5-2. I know they lost the Stars. They lost to the Rangers. I think last time we talked, they've played a lot of games. They lost to the Rangers one day, and then they lost to the Stars last week, I believe. But they've won a lot recently.
Well, I will tell you they are on a 3-game win streak right now.
Yeah, which is good. I think Talbot had a shutout the other night as well.
Ooh.
Let me see. Let me just pull this up.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, they shut out Anaheim. So, haha, Ben.
Yeah.
And then they beat Montreal this week.
Yeah.
So that's good. They played Detroit tomorrow. Maybe I'll catch that game.
Okay.
But Cam Talbot's actually been really good as of late. Not really good. Pretty good as of late.
He's been usable.
Yeah. I think he's been what they brought him in to be. So, but the line shuffle continues. Top line center Wednesday night was Derek Brassard. So,
wow.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Derek Brassard.
It's a blast from the past there.
They got a lot of guys hurt though. Who was it?
Batherson? Is he still out?
I gotta look. Give me a second.
I don't know.
Norris is the big one, obviously.
Norris has been out. Yeah.
Oh, he's not playing? Oh,
Yep.
Geez, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Norris has been out.
We talked
Tyler
about
Mott
shoulder injury.
Yeah.
Oh.
So he was skating a couple weeks ago. So I think they don't expect him back, but it's all signs that we're looking like he might come back this season. So I think they have 28 points, and then the next two teams ahead of them are the Habs and I think the Red Wings.
Habs and Sabres.
Habs and Sabres at 30.
The Sabres.
So it's all like I said when I threw that little thing in after we ran through the Habs.
My God, it's tight.
Yeah. The whole bottom is tight. Even I think the Red Wings are right above the Habs and Sabres, right?
It's
so like
okay.
Even
So
them.
yeah. So right now, if 4 to 8 is within 4 points of each other.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
Ottawa's
That
at
is
28, and then the top fourth is Detroit, actually at 32, and then it's Florida at 32, and then Buffalo and Montreal both at 30. So like this time next week, we could be looking at a whole different setup, depending on how games go.
Crazy.
That's pretty nuts.
Great.
It's kind of interesting.
I would never say that Florida should be tied with Detroit, but
no, they should not be. They're having a real rough year so far. Little bastards. Everybody decided to make my playoff picks wrong. Like basically every playoff pick I had. Frickin' A. Whatever.
But I don't really have anything else to say. They're winning games, so
they are now. Yeah, they need to keep doing this if they want to, if they want to make it in there.
If you want your pick to be right.
Yes, which I desperately do. All right. Well, let's stay in the Atlantic, and I'll go over my bolts real quick, and then we'll end off with Rick.
Yeah, do that, because I'll transition us into the Metro after.
Metro is wild.
Yeah, and I do want to talk about that.
All right, so the Bolts have found their swagger back. They are 8-2-0 in the last 10, and they are on a 4-game win streak. And it was all a bunch of home games. They had a nice homestand. They beat Florida 4-1. It was just a good game. They played really well and pulled away in the third period. Actually, they did that twice. They beat Seattle 6-2, which I believe they torched your boy Grubauer, Nick. And then they had to pull him and put Martin Jones in, and they got one on Martin Jones.
Philip Grubauer is back.
Yep.
He played in that game.
He was out for
that game.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
that's good for the Bolts. Good for the Bolts because Seattle's been kind of on a heater.
They've been good.
Was it in Seattle? Was it in Seattle, Mike?
No, it was in Tampa. They've been in Tampa for the last couple weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. So they beat Seattle 6-2, which I don't know if you guys saw that point goal.
Yeah, dude.
That was nice.
That was ridiculous.
That was a beauty.
Yeah, ridiculous.
And then they beat Columbus 4-1. And again, it was 1-1 going into the third, and then they just got a bunch of goals. And Kucherov passed up an open net. Like he literally was he was alone and passed it back to Hagel to give him the goal because he didn't want it. Like
Legend.
He's literally they were
figure with Kucherov.
I mean, yeah, that's
Dude,
that's what
Mike, it's what you were talking about. He's got the A, and now he's acting like it.
He would rather have an A than he would rather an A than a G.
Yeah.
To his own detriment sometimes. But yeah. So again, coming back to Nick's fantasy team, Braden Point is toasty right now. I believe I know for a fact he's on a 5-game goal streak. And I believe he's on a 10-game point streak. But he's cruising right now. And he's taken he's tied Stamkos now for the team lead in goals. And I think he's probably second in points, maybe third. But yeah, he's cruising. Nice. Kucherov himself is 4th overall in the NHL in points. So he's still doing his thing.
He's still hanging out up there, yep.
He's still up there. That's pretty much all I have.
How's the defense looking?
I mean, they're at full power, apart from whatever the hell is going on with Hedman. They've got all the dudes that I think they're gonna run with. They're what do they got? I think they have Hedman, Perbix for the first pair, or at least for the pair with Hedman. Or no.
Where's Bogo?
Bogosian, I believe. Actually, maybe Bogosian's playing with Hedman, and then Perbix with Sergachev, and then Chernak with Ian Cole. I think that's how it's lined out. But I don't actually remember. Although Hayden Fleury did play the other night. They've been dressing 11 and 7 as John Cooper likes to do. 11 forward, 7D. I don't really know why he likes to do that so much, but it works. So fuck it.
Fuck it.
Yep. Yeah, that's all I got. They're playing super well. Like I said, 4-game win streak. Hopefully that continues tomorrow. Vassie's back.
Okay, that was going to be one of my questions for you. So Vassie's playing well.
Seems to be back. Yep. His first 10 games, he was like at 890 or something. And then his next 10 games, he's like a 921 or something.
There we go. He's back. Yeah.
Seems to be back.
I remember you saying he's a goalie that thrives off of a rhythm. Yeah. And the fact that he's like gotten some starts, just kind of like shake off the rust, just kind of push through it, that he's back.
Yep.
That's good.
Which is good for my fantasy team.
Yes,
unless he doesn't play and I leave Carter Hart on my bench.
And you leave Carter Hart. we'll get to that.
Little bastard.
Yeah, so the Bolts sit where in the Atlantic?
Right now they are in third place with a sizable 7-point lead on Detroit. But
they have a 9-point deficit to the number 1 team.
They do have a 9-point deficit to the number 1 team and a 5-point deficit to Toronto.
Okay. So they're right up there.
Yeah, so they'll challenge, I'm sure, for the second spot. I don't know if anyone's challenging for that top spot.
Yeah.
But they do only have a 2-point lead on in the wild card, like on the first wild card team. Okay. But that's a Metro team, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But speaking of the Metro.
Oh yeah, that nice transition. Crispy. Yeah, so gonna talk about the Isles. Not much to talk about this week before I get into the one game that they had.
That was it? They had one game?
So they play the Coyotes tonight, but it's gonna be tomorrow when this comes out. So they were off. Oh my God, they were off. They played the Bruins this week.
I'm guessing they played Wednesday. I'm guessing they had Monday, Tuesday off and played Wednesday.
Tuesday they played. They had Sunday, Monday off, and then Wednesday, Thursday off.
Okay.
So that's their little gap. But the Metro right now, is absolutely wild. So Philly and Columbus, sorry guys, I'm not going to talk about you because you guys are kind of irrelevant. They're the 7 and 8 teams. But between the Capitals in the 6th spot and the Hurricanes and Penguins, tied in points, but at the 2 and 3 spot, there's only 6 points because you have the Caps of 34 points and Pittsburgh and Carolina both of 40. And the Islanders are in the middle of all that with the Rangers, as it should be. a nice little New York rivalry going on there. But the Islanders have 35 points, 17 and 12. Again, kind of right where I expected them to be. They're just kind of hanging around, as they should be. That's what the Islanders are good at doing. They hang around. Everyone kind of forgets about them. But they're playing decent hockey right now. So the game against the Bruins, the only team to beat Boston in TD Garden when Boston's at home was Vegas, and they did that in a shootout. And the Islanders were the second team, I believe, to take them to a shootout. So,
it was a shootout again.
So it was a shootout loss. So the Islanders got a point. They got a point, but they took the Bruins to a shootout. And it was, I didn't catch all of the game. I saw overtime and the shootout. But it was a great game, aside from the fact that Boston scored a shorthanded goal. And when you go into overtime tied, and it wasn't, I believe, Boston scored a shorthanded goal and then the Islanders tied it 3-3. But it's just one of those things. It's like if you didn't allow that shorthanded goal, you could have had a nice little one goal. Yep, you could have just won it. But a few notable things from that game. Again, just the level of play. It felt like, I like that the Islanders are like, okay, we have a challenge. We're on the road. We're going to play up to Boston, which was great. They were in the game the entire time. And the tandem of Sorokin and Varlamov, again, is doing very well this season. I know Varlamov's kind of getting up there in age, but he still got it. He was great. And I know the shootout, he kind of got dangled by Pasternak. I don't know if you guys saw that goal.
I did not.
But in overtime and in the third period, really, really solid. So a lot of good things that I saw from that game.
Good.
But other than that, that's all I really have to say. They're they're just doing their thing. Also, I did want to check. I didn't look up this stat prior to this, but I want to see. Oh, yeah, Zach Parise is still second in goals, but he's tied with Anders Lee and Noah Dobson.
Dude's crushing it.
He's having a resurgence.
He is.
How old
and
is
the
he?
Islanders.
He's
He's
gotta
be
be
like at least 36.
I was thinking like more like 38.
38. Yep. He's
Oh
38 years
yeah!
old.
Wow, what an old bastard.
Yeah. And he has in 30 games played, he has 14 points, 9 goals, 5 assists. Not bad. But I will say this: the Islanders again, something they failed to do last year was score by committee. Because score goals. But when the Islanders score goals, it's score by committee, right? So like there were some people who were scoring goals,
spread.
but it's a nice spread, and it's gotten back to that.
All right.
Another thing.
Any more goals from your boy Barzell?
He scored a sweet shootout goal against Allmark.
That doesn't show up.
Other than that, yeah, he only has 3 goals on the year, Barzell.
Man,
but let's see,
that's little, but he's got like a bazillion assists.
Even like
27 assists.
Yeah.
27 assists. I know.
Yeah.
I know. Nick, it's the same thing. Imagine you had a sniper. Barzell would just feed the game.
Yeah, I know. Anytime we talk about him, I think about Ryan Getzlaf because he basically did the exact same thing. He would score very minimal goals, but have an absolute truckload of assists.
If I may.
Yes.
Not quite the same. But Cooch is obviously an assist guy as well.
Yes, as well. Yep.
But that dude can't help from scoring, 30 goals. Even while he's trying his very fucking hardest to not score. He's like, someone else is going to get this. But yeah.
Yeah, and last piece of Isles news, Adam Pelech is out indefinitely after that Bertuzzo hit that I mentioned. He went into the boards head first, and so I don't know what the status of that is going to be. I don't know when he's going to come back, but that kind of sucks because, obviously a big part of their blue line there. But I will say the Islanders do have the defensive depth to kind of this is December hockey right now, so they can hang. They'll be okay.
Yeah.
I think they called up Robin Salo again, who's been pretty steady. He just comes in and does what he needs to do. Nothing fancy.
Yeah, that's the thing when you come in as if you're replacing somebody, no one expects you to come in and just light it up. You're expected to come in and just keep the puck out of the net.
Exactly. Make smart plays.
Yeah, exactly.
Make smart plays. Don't do what Darnell Nurse did against the St. Louis Blues last night, basically.
Which was...
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, God, you guys got to see that. There's 20 seconds left, and he just tries to make a pass from behind the net, and it just, gets, blocked. He just sees the stick. He's just like, oh, yeah, let me just turn over, and then the Blues score. Yeah, I know. Eesh. But anyway, he's a $9 million defenseman. Yeah,
at least.
That's we're talking about the better blue and orange team here, okay? The New York Islanders.
Oh yeah.
This Edmonton stuff.
Yeah.
Connor McDavid.
Connor who?
Connor. Even though we just talked about him all of last episode. Yeah. But that's pretty much all I got with the Isles, and they're in a wild card spot, the second wild card spot right now.
Let's go.
Right behind the Rangers. They're where they should be.
Now, I believe last time when we talked about them, were they not in up higher?
Yes, they were in third place.
Okay, that's what I thought. So they've dropped. So the Rangers have picked it up, it would appear.
Pittsburgh and the Rangers have both picked it up. There's the two teams.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes.
Pittsburgh's nearly in second, basically.
And because a good news story for Pittsburgh is
Letang he's back.
Letang was skating this week. Yeah.
Already, he's playing games too. Yeah, I did not think it would be that. Yes, no. He scored a shorthanded goal the other night.
Shit. Good for him.
And I was like, when I got that notification, I was like, didn't he just have a stroke?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he made that stroke his bitch. Clearly.
Good for him that he's.
I don't even care. Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. That's
So, yeah,
awesome.
The Metro is going to be tight all the way towards
it's
the
gonna be
end.
a tough one.
It'll be
Dude, I
interesting.
thought the Atlantic was gonna be the better of the two, and it started out that way, but it's not shaping up that way. The Metro
Nah,
now
not yet.
has 3 team in the wild card race. They've got the top 3 teams,
Yes.
but then after that, it's all the Atlantic teams,
Yep.
and then
Yep.
those bottom 2 Metro teams are really bad.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
Regardless, let's have a little look here, just out of just for the lulls. So
Okay.
Tampa Bay is in a playoff spot. They're in the Atlantic. Islanders are in a playoff spot, second wild card spot. Montreal is. Oh dear. Montreal is 5 points outside of a playoff spot. So that's quite a bit, but that's doable. Ottawa, 7 points outside. Quite a bit.
Wow.
Still doable. That's pretty close. I mean,
They're gonna do
Pretty close. That is pretty close.
we're only through 30 games, so we're approaching the halfway point. But like, I could still see a path for some of those teams to make it in.
Yeah,
I agree.
And that's exciting. And for some teams to not make it in. Boston. No, I don't think that's gonna
Pittsburgh.
happen. Could be Pittsburgh. Yeah. All right. Does anybody have anything else they want to talk about regarding their teams? Cool.
No, that's
Cool.
pretty. Yeah.
All right. Well, then with that, we're gonna go guess some players, and today was a lot of fun, and you will see that. So we're gonna take a quick little break, and when we get back, we're gonna talk about a whole bunch of NHL stuff, and then we're gonna go over fantasy hockey because I need to yell about fantasy hockey. We'll be back. What's up, y'all? Just here's our little break, our little hurdle. Nick's just been saying NHL names for the last about 30 seconds. So let's take a look. Oh, wow.
No way. That might be Joe Pavelski.
Claude Giroux.
Wait, that's a good one. That's
it
a good
could be
one.
Claude Giroux. You know what? I'm going to guess that because I think that's right.
I have a secondary guy.
I do as well. So I have a tertiary. Oh, look at that.
look at
One
that.
guess from Nick.
One-shotted it. Let's go.
Dang, man. I was going to say Brent Burns. Good job, Nick. Holy.
I was going to say Radko
I think
Gudas
that's my
because he is
first one.
that beefy.
That's the first one you've gotten, yeah. And you did it in one
Nick.
friggin' try.
Congratulations, dude.
Well done. Dude, we're on like a hot streak. We've gotten 2 now in a row. Just one guess, except for that one. We don't talk about that one though.
All right, so now hold on. So let's see.
I got to go back and watch last week's.
We're obviously going to play this again.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see if the same thing happens. That always happens. We first try it, and then we get some random dude who's like a
we just don't know.
7th D man on like the Columbus Blue Jackets
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
Yeah, you remember 2 weeks ago we had like the fucking third defensive pairing for the Sabres.
Sabres. Yeah, it's like whoa.
Yeah, it was some dude. I don't even. He's played. Yeah, he had played like 4 games or something. 5 games.
So silly.
All right, let's get somebody who actually plays. Hiya! Oh, wow.
Oh, well, that's not
Wait,
Well, I'm getting ads for some reason.
Mark Stahl. Mark Stahl is what that looks like.
What the hell is this, man? All right, you know what we're doing, boys.
good. Refresh.
We're throwing a quick refresh. There we go.
Ooh.
Oh.
Wow, that's odd.
Massey.
You think that's Vassy? I don't think it is. I'll put him, but that's definitely not Vassy.
Dude,
That looks like
I don't know.
Bobrovsky, maybe.
Try Vassy first.
All right, Vasilevsky.
if
Atlanta. Oh, it's not. Oh, it is a Bolt.
Oh my god.
Wait a second.
Wait, is that Kuch or no?
No, it's
Can't be
not
Kuch.
Russian. Not a Russian. Wait.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
wait. Let me see
He's
here.
younger than 28.
I've got to
He's
get this
lumber-
right.
You do.
What's the other
It's long hair.
So take the silhouette down.
Okay.
Oh, it's just okay. So it's not a goalie. Sorry.
Not a goalie. Yeah, it's not. It's got whoever it is has longer hair.
The number is lower than 88.
That is Brandon Hagel. Who the fuck is that?
Yeah, Mike, this is all you do.
I'm like running through their lines right now, trying to think of who it could be. Dude.
I have this weird feeling that it's Pointer.
I bet it's, you know who I bet it is? I'm going to guess Fleury. Hayden Fleury.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Canadian defenseman,
dude.
low ass number.
He's younger than 26, so he's a young guy.
Oh, this must be like one of the rookies.
It could be.
Is it Foot?
Oh, let's try it, but no, I was gonna say. Oh, I didn't know he was.
25.
I didn't know he was American.
Neither
It's a
did I.
25-year-old.
Oopsies.
I'm gonna guess Myers.
Oh, Philippe Myers.
Yep, there it is.
Hey, nice.
So I was
call.
like,
Good
I
call,
haven't
dude.
seen this guy. This guy's not played, and Myers hasn't played. At least he hasn't played very much. That's why I guessed
Good
Fleury.
call, dude.
All right, there we go.
Nice.
There we go. Two successful successful
Those were
hurdles
so
today.
quick.
Those were nice and quick, but you know what? That's fine. 'Cause that's all we need for a
Oh.
break.
Yeah.
That's all we need. All right, we'll get you back to the show. Welcome back. As you can see, or as you saw, we had a good day. Nick especially had a good day. One guesser
yeah.
on Giroux. That was nice. All right. Last week, we talked about Connor McDavid and his insane points total and just what he does and how insane he is. This week, we're going to talk about an equally insane human, Alex Ovechkin. Over this past week against the Blackhawks, he scored a hat trick, which got him his 798, 799, and 800th goals. Is that?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's here. But sorry for that. Our neighbors are either burning something or smoking weed. I can't tell which.
I'm gonna go with the ladder.
But yeah, so 800 goals, third most in history. I think he was already there, but he's now 1 goal away from tying Gordie Howe, and then 2 goals away from passing him to get second overall or second all time.
98 away from
Gretzky.
Gretzky.
94 right now. I believe Gretzky is 894. It's just insane what we keep seeing him do. Just keeps going. Just keeps scoring goals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to matter how old he gets. I think he had like didn't like 1 year he had like an off year and it was like 38 goals or something. We were like, dang, what's wrong with
That's his
Ovi?
off year.
Only
Ridiculous.
38? Dang. Getting old, are ya?
Dude, it's like, I mean,
That'll be the year that screws him up.
I think this is huge because, like, yeah, when you see that number 800 and you realize, you're like, wait a minute,
That's
yeah,
a
he's
fucking
like
lot.
in that range. You're like that, and he's in that range. You're like it really. I think when it hit 800, like it becomes the 894 mark becomes.
You all of a
real
sudden,
close.
all of a sudden, it's
Yeah.
right there. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was looking
exactly.
through the goal. Oh fuck.
Nick, no.
It's a little internet hiccup. It's all right. Once he gets back, I will rejoin. Oh.
Fucking thing. Anyway, I was looking through the list of goal leader list, and I was trying to find the next active player, and it's a long fucking way down. I think it's
Oh boy.
Makes sense.
I believe it is Crosby. Is it Crosby?
That makes sense because they both played for so long and they're both superstars.
Yeah, it probably is, but I think he's only got like, oh, there he is. He's back. I think it is Crosby. Because I think he's got like 580 something, 570 something, which he's not close. He's not close to Ovechkin.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's still awesome. That's still incredible. Listen, Stammer's up there. He's almost got 500. He's getting there.
Yeah.
Which that pisses me off because I think like what kind of numbers could Stamkos have if he hadn't been so hurt all the time?
Injury prone, yeah.
Like, because that's it just sucks.
It's a trade-off, right? He got his cups. I think
he did get the cups. I
the
think
end
he
of
would
the day.
rather have that than the individual
numbers,
stuff. But who knows?
Yeah.
But regardless, Ovechkin. So I did some math because I was like, like you said, Eric. 894. That all of a sudden that's right there. So I did some math
there.
over his career average. I took his goal total, divide his games to get his career game average. Then I multiplied it times 82 for a regular 82 game season, assuming he plays all games.
Yeah.
Now that average for an 82 game season is 50.2.
It's like ridiculous.
Alex Ovechkin
man.
averages 50 goals per 82 game season.
That's insane.
Which means, barring any serious injuries, basically in the next 2.5 seasons, he'll have it done.
That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous to think about.
Yep. So basically, this rest of this season, then 23-24, then 24-25, we should have a new all-time goals leader.
Even if he just has 30 for the next. If he can, I don't know how many is more realistic to score this season, but like 3 more seasons at 30. If he scores no more, 30 more goals for 3 more seasons, at least 30.
He's right there.
32 more goals the next 2 seasons, which would be a low year for him.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's gonna do it.
Oh,
He's gonna do
it.
And it's gonna be so cool.
And you're gonna hear it here first on the
in 4 years.
Not 30 seconds after it happens on Twitter. You're not going to hear it there. You're going to hear it here.
We're going to be recording live that night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I've had an idea, boys, to try and do this podcast live. But we can talk about that. We can talk about that another day.
Yeah.
So Ovechkin gets his 800th goal. He's gonna break that record, I think. What do you guys think? Anything else about that?
Good on him. Do it.
Good on him. Do it. I think he's going to break it as well. Also, little snippet thing I saw on Instagram. It was from like I follow a bunch of hockey news things, and like some this wasn't one of the parody ones or the funny ones. I know there's a bunch of
it's like a real one.
But apparently he talked to Caps management, and because this goal record is like so close, if the Capitals decide to do a rebuild, depending on how the season goes, he doesn't want to be a part of that because obviously. So that would be weird.
Oh.
Seeing him, he could break this record not as a Capital, which is something weird to think about.
It is.
I know, right?
Well, okay. So what do you guys think about that? Would you be disappointed?
It would be sad. But you also have to remember that Gretzky didn't do it all with Edmonton.
You know
either,
what? That's a good point. He did it with like 3-4 different teams or something, technically.
Yes.
Here's my thing, right? I don't want to discount anything that Gretzky's done. We weren't around for his era, obviously, so it's easier to make this statement. But
yeah,
I would say that it's probably more difficult in today's age of hockey to score that many goals in the time frame that he's played than it was for Gretzky to score that many goals in his time frame, because didn't goalies like suck back then?
Oh, they were ass, dude.
You could I was talking to this guy I work with, and he was saying, because he's like in his 50s, and he was saying you could win a Vezina back then with like a 2.8 goals against. or higher.
2.8. I think 2.8 is not actually that bad compared for today's NHL.
It's not, but I feel like the Vezina winner of today's NHL it's always like a 1 point something, or like right
it
over
probably is.
2.
I would say, no, it was bad. And you watch even some highlights and you see the way goalies are goaltending, and it's like there's no butterfly wasn't a thing back then. Like the butterfly wasn't a thing. You know how many pucks get stopped just because of the butterfly being invented?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you're absolutely
you see
right.
Guys like flying across the crease and shit, like, yeah.
Or they're like kicking at the puck with their pad. Like, yeah, good idea, dude.
Yeah.
No, but there's actually a stat. I don't remember what website it was, but I saw it, and it was adjusted. It was like era adjusted, like goals per game, and Ovechkin's
that's cool.
much higher for like era adjusted. Yeah. So however they do it, whatever mathematics they use, it evens everything out to see, comparatively.
Mm-hmm.
And Ovechkin was like far ahead. So I totally agree. Moving on, unless you guys have something else.
No.
All right. Ryan Reeves. If you haven't seen the hit, go look. He hit Philip Hronek of Detroit. Yeah. Well, let's go around the room here. Let's go around the room here, Nick. What did you think?
So it's tough. He's a big guy, so anytime he hits anybody, it usually looks like it's a big hit. This one specifically, right? When I watched it, I was like, because
oh no!
What a time!
We lost it.
What a time, everybody. There we go. There we go.
He like launches himself into him, right? And he does the full on like blows him up into the face.
He goes up.
And I think it was charging because he's like made like a loop and goes straight back into his chest.
Yeah, so for it to be charging, you've got to take 3 strides.
3 strides.
Yeah, and I watched because I was looking for that, and he actually didn't take any. He just curled around.
Nope.
He never took a single stride. Yeah, he's just a big bastard.
And Hronek was going kind of fast towards him, so that
And I hate to say this, bad on him. He kind of had his head down, looking up like where he was.
He wasn't looking where he was going. Yeah.
Right. I think that it's one of those like, to me anyway, it's like could have been called, but I can also see why it didn't get called.
What would you have done if you had been the ref on the ice?
When you slow it down, you can see all the details, right?
Yeah.
But on the ice,
well, they get to see that too, I assume.
If I was on the ice and I could see it, I would probably call it because it's like you can see him. He doesn't fully leave his skates, but he is like getting up to launch himself on him. So I would call it. I know it didn't get called, but I would call it.
I would as well. I don't know what you call it, but the principal point of contact to me from the replays that I saw looked like Reeves' left shoulder into Hronek's fucking head. Like it was like straight into his cheek.
It's his like way upper body head direction. Yeah.
It looked like you hit him like, cause when you slow it down, you watch from the one like side angle when you're on Reeves's left. That angle, his left shoulder smashes right into his head. Like he's like looking this way, and it's like boom, right into his head. And I was like, and they called nothing.
Nothing.
What did you think, Eric?
All right, so first thing, I heard the argument. A lot of people were saying, all right, the shoulder thing, he went up, but his arm was tucked. He didn't extend an elbow or anything dirty like that. But it's like at the same time, like, so if I do this and I shoulder you in the head, then that's just never going to be a penalty. Like, I don't think you can set that precedent.
Yeah.
It's also the size thing, though, too, right? Like, he's that much bigger than everybody.
And then that's the other side of it. So it's like he's trying, right, to keep his arm tucked. He's doing everything right, like, and like he's just that much bigger. But also then, and like this is going to be really like maybe not even nitpicking. If Roenick isn't looking, can't you just poke check the puck away from him and then get an offensive opportunity? But like that's not what Reeves is there to do. And I get this is like this awkward time where we have enforcer, not even enforcers.
We're in between.
Yes, we're in between, and like this is what all this discussion is about. At least that's what I feel. But I would have called the penalty on the ice. Like, yeah, Roenick wasn't he holding a towel because his nose was bleeding?
He had blood on his nose. I think it was his. I think it was his visor. I'm pretty sure his visor bent in and cut his nose because Reeves hit him in the fucking head.
Yeah,
it's so tough. I agree with you, Eric. Right? It's like hockey wants to get away from the big hitting enforcers, but like, you have big guys in the league. When you have big guys, they are going to do that.
There's going to be big hits.
You're never going to get rid of those guys. But like, I think in a situation like that, it's bad on him that his head is down. But if you have a situation where your head's down and you get that blown up, like it's kind of like in football, you're like your defenseless receiver hits, right? With a guy if the guy's making a catch here and then gets bam.
Oh God, I hate that.
It's like it's the same thing to me, honestly, because it's like Roenick can't do anything, and Reeves is there to hit him. That is what he's doing. So it's like you can't. It's hard because if you start setting a precedence to like, okay, well now we're going to protect every single player, and you're going to get rid of hits in the game. Hits are part of the game. Big hits are part of the game.
Okay, so here's my thing, and I grew up playing hockey, and I'm small, and so checking, I didn't like checking. I played, listen, I've told the story, I'm pretty sure, but I played in like the year above me, I was a peewee at the time, I played a game in Bantam, and I fucking scored 2 goals in the first period, and then we came out in the second, and this big bastard like slams me into the boards. This dude had to have had like 30-40 pounds on me and like a foot taller than me because I was fucking small for my age and I was playing in the age bracket above.
You didn't know Mike back then, Eric. He was very small.
I was very small.
Mike and I are the same size now, so I
you
know
probably
how small
know.
I
You
was
probably know.
back then.
Yeah.
So we were basically the same. Yeah.
But so he hits me and then he like my fucking neck hurt. Like because he hit me like into the boards. I wasn't really faced out. I was faced towards the boards. He hit me from behind, basically. So I've never liked big hits. I'm totally for checking when there's a purpose. If you're just gonna go out and try and lay big hits, I think that's the stupidest thing. This especially, like you were saying, he's not looking. You can straight up just go through his stick, take the puck.
Yep.
And hey, look, I've got a breakaway because everybody's headed the other way.
Right.
Instead, he just lowers him and takes the guy out, and then the play's done. Like, I feel like there's and maybe it's just the changing of the times, but as far as value for hitting, that's just so low value.
Right.
For his team.
It turns into a scrum after that, so that the play's dead because the other defenseman that was back there immediately goes after Reeves. So it's like nothing's happening.
Did you see? He went after him, and then Reeves dropped everything. It was like, all right, let's go. And the other guy was like, no, I just kind of want to grab you and tell you to stop it.
I need to see a good Tom Wilson, Ryan Reeves fight.
I want to see them skate as fast as they can from each end of the ice and just boom right into each other.
So I mean the last thing I want to say too in regards to all this, right? But there is that I think it's hard because like you said, people like our age, when you talk to people in their 50s who grew up in the era where you could grab people, where goalies could with wooden sticks slash the back of ankles, like it was like a part of like no, it was like you're
Jordan
going.
Bennington still does that.
Well, yeah, that's true. Well, Jordan Bennington's a fucking a-hole, but like no, but it was like it's this mental thing. Like you look at Minnesota, right? Like Reeves did that, and like the entire Detroit bench is thinking like, oh crap, right? Like it does have a mental effect. It changes the flow of the game. It changes the course of the game. That's why there's always, every year in playoffs we talk about, there's always a big hit that's like questionable, right? And it's always like something that could be a momentum, and like people love that. Like as like if we don't agree with it, like
Yeah,
again,
people
I'm not
do
one
like
for
that.
like crazy big hits, but people love that, and
I
they love
agree
going
with
at
you.
it, and like, and that's, but that gets to the next point of like, the NHL needs to protect players' heads and their health after, right? So that can't, the Ryan Reeves thing can't be the norm.
No,
Even
no.
if people enjoy it and want to see more shit like that and shit like, it just can't.
Listen,
in my opinion, it just can't.
No, I totally agree. And like that hit
So-
would have been fine if his shoulder would have hit him in the shoulder.
Yes,
But his shoulder didn't hit him in the shoulder, hit him in the
Or the
face.
chest, right?
Or the
Yes.
chest.
Yeah.
Anywhere below,
Yes.
except for like
Because he
knees,
was-
because that's
Him
a whole other
hitting,
thing.
it would have had the exact, him hitting his shoulder into his chest would have had the exact same effect.
Would
on
have
him.
stopped him cold, sent him on his ass, only he wouldn't have had a cut nose and he probably would be concussless right now.
So I do wanna plug. I don't know if you guys saw the Romanov hit from a week
I did
and a
not
half
see
ago.
that, but I heard you
The
talking
Islanders
about
are playing. The Islanders are playing the Devils, and Romanov laid into Miles Wood. Miles Wood had his head down, did not see Romanov coming at all, and Romanov went straight into his chest, right below his jaw, but like straight into his chest. And Wood was down, and he was like, and you could tell he got the wind knocked out of him.
Oh yeah,
He was not injured. He was not injured next game, and he was playing
no
because
broken
the principal point of contact was not his head.
Yeah.
It was, let me punish you for having your head down, but you can still do that. Like the right, and you know, it's like, I know Reeves is a massive guy, but Romanov is like a pretty sizable dude as
He's
well.
big.
I know he's a kid, but it's
Yeah.
like you can easily go low, and you know,
especially if the dude's got his head down.
Yeah. So
yeah, no, I'm fine with big hits, but I just don't hit it in the head. Stop hitting in the head.
yeah, and again, right? That's the thing. It's not going to be hits. People aren't going to be scared of like that argument. Like all hits are going to be out of hockey if you're that strict. No, stupid hits like that. If you made a rule that was strict, Reeves would probably be like, let me poke check this guy and not like blow him up. I mean, like,
Well, maybe.
that's again.
No, I agree.
That is my opinion on this.
I agree. Safe hits, people. Hit him in the chest. Hit him in the shoulder. No more head hits.
Yeah.
All right. Next up. So Marner, obviously Mitch Marner's been on a crazy point streak. 23 games is where it ends. So he failed to score. I forget who they were playing, but he failed to.
The Rangers, because the Rangers don't like fun.
There you go. The Rangers hate fun.
Good.
You heard it here.
Yeah.
So Marner's point streak ends at 23 games. He had, let me see. Over that span, he had 11 goals, 21 assists, 32 points. Pretty good.
Wow, 32 points, dude. That's
and that is
insane.
the longest. That's the longest since I think Patrick Kane had a 30-game point streak. And that's the longest since then, I believe.
Jeez.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Honestly, I haven't really been following the Leafs too much, but
Me
that
neither.
point streak, I noticed pretty much every day of it. It was like a little like, oh, it's still going.
Oh,
So I
still
remember
going.
him and Robertson
they were
on Dallas
having a
were
race.
battling it out. That was cool. That was
I think
exciting.
Robertson ended at like 19, and his was also insane. How many points he had?
His
in
was a
period.
shitload of goals.
Yeah, he had like 30 point. It was at least 30 points in like 19 games. I was like, holy
Had to be.
fuck.
Yeah, no, he's wild.
Yeah, but no, Marner is.
He's not like.
Sorry,
I don't think he's right on the heels right now, but points wise,
He's right behind Cooch.
I can't. So goals, he's like right on McDavid's ass for goals,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Good play.
which is cool to see out of Dallas for this guy.
Yeah.
And he missed a couple games early on too.
Yeah, he did.
Contracts.
But Mitch Marner after everybody wanted him to be traded. Now I don't think he's.
I saw it on Twitter. I'm not. It's on the Mitch Marner topic. I believe I saw it on Twitter.
The
Maybe you
tweeter?
got sent around our thing, or I just saw it. It was a picture of Marner or Matthews, and it said, "Who would you want to build your franchise around?" And I'm like, "Ooh, that's tough." Because statistically wise, they're very, very, very close to the same.
Give me Matthews. He's American. Come on. No, yeah, they are. But you gotta. That's a tough question because they're both generational talents, and I don't understand how the Leafs got both of them.
Both of them.
Well, I do understand Matthews because they
just
sucked
like
really
how
bad to get him.
It's how the Oilers have Draisaitl and McDavid too.
That's true. That's true. Both generational talents again.
Yeah. Like how the Lightning somehow just like draft and develop Braden Point. I don't
listen,
understand
we work for that shit.
Anyway.
But yeah, so unfortunately the streak comes to an end. I kind of would have liked to see it go towards the Kane number a little more.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh well. The Leafs need to slow down if they're going to be in a wild card spot by the end of the year for me.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, next. Jacob Vrana. Now I don't think we covered this back. This was at the beginning of the season, basically.
Mm-hmm.
He went into the NHL's what is it? Player assistance program. That's the thing that Price was in as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Price was in that, and what was it, last year or the year before? Bobby Ryan was in it.
Yep, that's right.
Yep.
So I don't know why he joined or went in.
Couldn't find that either.
I don't know the reasoning. But Carey Price's was alcohol problems.
Yes. Substance abuse, specifically alcohol.
So I would assume it's something similar. Could be anything. I won't speculate because there's no reason.
Yeah, it said there emotional. The program's there for anything emotional, substance abuse stuff.
Yeah.
Anything that you're obviously struggling with.
Which is nice that they have something like that. That's cool.
Right. Because he was still paid.
And the fact that players are like using it, and I get, the more players that use it, the more players right now that might want to try something like that will feel like a little more comfortable. Like, maybe like, I would try this out. That's good.
Yeah, because there is probably an element of like,
there's probably a stigma behind it.
Yeah, a little stigma, which I think we should try and get rid of. Listen, if you're struggling with something, get it taken care of. However you got to do it.
Exactly. Yeah.
The stigma behind mental health, folks. It's 2022, almost 2023. We all have problems.
Listen,
let's get ourselves looked at.
You got to talk about your problems. You talk about your problems. You got to do it.
We talk about our problems here on the Duster Sauce.
Yeah. My fantasy bastards are being real bastards.
All jokes aside. All jokes aside on that one, yeah. So he went into it in October, and then he was back practicing in a non-contact jersey this week.
Yep.
Nice.
So that means, and I read this on CBS. This is CBS Sports article by. Listen to this name, by the way, Austin Nivision. Nivision.
Nivision. Yep.
So I read that, and he's back. So he's moved on. So there's steps in this assistance program, and he's on this step. This next step is I forget what it was called, and I didn't write it down, of course. But he can practice with the team, but until he says he's ready, and everybody else says he's ready, he's not gonna be playing a game. So
okay.
But it's good that he's out now because now he can get back to like his teammates, talking to his coaches, whatever. Get back to a little more of a normal life setup.
Yeah.
So best of luck to him. I hope to see him back because then I think with him back, Detroit
and
gets a little bit better.
That's a big piece for their forward core right there.
Oh yeah. Yep. They're already kind of challenging for a spot. So.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh dear.
Yeah, Detroit.
All right.
Shout.
Nick just put Boston in all caps with a exclamation point.
I just want to make the plug again because the fucking team doesn't lose for some reason.
Yeah, they're pissing
they're
me
insane.
off. Okay, stop winning.
Good for Boston for winning, but God, please, like, are you ever gonna go away?
Now listen.
We want you on the basement side.
Yes.
Of the
Go
division,
away.
not the top.
You old bastards. Now
Well,
you
that's the thing,
may
even the young bastards are doing well.
honestly,
Sorry to cut you.
Yeah, no. You may remember. What were we? 10 games in, maybe, and we had an episode where I don't remember who was saying it, but they were saying, I think it was Ben, maybe, that Boston could, go for the wins record, the regular season wins record, and I said,
Yes.
and I said no fucking way, because the Tampa Bay Lightning are tied right now for the wins record. The 2018-19 Lightning with 62 wins. And I was like, no fucking way. And looking at it now, they are well on pace to do that. They have what do they have right now? It's in 23 wins. They have 6 total losses on the year so far and 23 wins.
Don't they have 4 regulation losses?
Only 4 of them are
regulation
regulation.
Like, what the fuck?
So out of a total of, let me do the math here.
Wait.
29 games times 2 is 58. So out of a total of 58 points, they're only missing out on 10 of them.
Eric.
So yes.
I don't think you can see this. I know Mike probably can right now. Their goal differential is disgusting.
I can see it. It is. Wait, you could say it. Say it.
No, go for it.
I know you wanna. I know you want to say the number.
48. That's
plus 48.
Gross.
That's pretty.
The next closest team is
Jersey.
the Devils, plus 32. That's 16 more.
That's kind of insane.
You want to know the worst one in the league? The Ducks at minus 57.
Oh my God!
Oh Jesus! Back to
wow.
Back to Boston though. Back to Boston,
dude. They are, if they continue this on, they're going to smash that wins record. Like,
and Ben is going to have like the best thing ever to hold over all of our heads forever.
Mostly me, because I torched him on that episode. I was like, you get the fuck out of here. They are not going to do that.
You guys remember my Allmark? I was like, Vesna.
Did you say that?
Yeah, dude.
I don't recall. I don't recall.
You did. That's a.
I called an Allmark Vesna at the beginning of the season.
So the thing about the Bruins, though, if they're on pace to set that record, you know what that means. And Mike, this is over and done with. This isn't a direct shot.
It means they're getting
who's
swept,
going to sweep
baby.
them in the first round? Yeah, who's going to sweep them in the first round of the playoff?
Well, my days, it could be the Islanders.
Well, they are going to get the President's
That'd be ridiculous.
On this pace, they're going to have the President's Trophy, right? So
yes, for sure.
It's only fitting for the President's Trophy team to get knocked out first round.
Yeah.
That was fucking lame back then, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Interestingly, I will say, Vegas, only 3 points behind them.
That's kind of insane.
But you know what? It's 3 points behind them, but they also have played 3 more games. So.
Wow. That's
Boston is
ridiculous
this year. I don't understand why. I don't know how. Whatever. Actually, I do know how. It's Olmark. It's Olmark, and their defense has played well in front of him.
It's Montgomery. It's solely because they brought Krejci back.
That's it. Yep. Just because they brought their 2C back.
Hey guys, real quick, can we just do this right now? Other than McAvoy and Grzelcyk. Oh wait, McAvoy, Grzelcyk, Lindholm. Right? That's Boston's D-core.
That is the best parts of it, I believe. Here, are you want me to
I can't name anyone else. Can you please tell me about Boston's D-core? I know nothing about it.
Let me bring it up here. Who'd you say? Grzelcyk?
I said Lindholm, Grzelcyk, and McAvoy.
Okay. So I believe Brandon Carlo.
Yep.
Okay,
He
sure.
plays a good
dude.
amount. Connor Clifton,
Cool.
yeah. Derek Forbert.
Connor Clifton.
Oh,
Derek Forbert.
Bolts legend Anton Strahlman, baby.
Oh boy,
He's still playing.
Wow.
He's still playing. How old
he's
is
still
that guy?
alive.
He was born in 1986, which means he's a year older than Crosby. So he's 37.
That reminds me. So that
Pretty old.
decor reminds me of the Islanders in the sense that they're like guys who are pretty good, like are really good, but they're not like superstar. Like no one's like. I mean, McAvoy has the potential to be like a young superstar, but he's still like they're just solid, reliable defenders, and that's the recipe right there in classic Boston fashion.
What helps is you've got Patrice Bergeron, probably the best defensive forward to ever play the
True.
game.
True.
And on top of that, Brad Marchand is no slouch in the defensive end. I'm pretty sure.
That's also true.
I think they're just a really well balanced roster, which nobody saw coming. I didn't see coming. I was like, these guys are old. They barely did anything last year. But I think so. They didn't change a whole lot in the makeup of the roster, except for the goalies.
Yeah. That's true.
Bringing in Ullmark, and now they're unstoppable.
They had Ullmark last year, didn't they?
No, Ullmark was on Buffalo. Then I believe he was traded. Maybe he wasn't traded somewhere, but he was a free agent. They signed him as a free agent. I'm pretty sure. You know what? I'll have to look that up.
For some reason, I feel like they traded for Ullmark.
Maybe they did, but I don't think it was to Boston.
Because I don't
think Boston
had at one point in the season they had Ullmark, Swayman, and Tuch in their roster. I thought they traded for him last year. Regardless, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an impressive season so far for the Boston Bruins.
It's ridiculous.
Who did the Bruins got eliminated by the Hurricanes last year, right?
I don't recall.
They were, yes, in the first round, 7 games.
7 games. Yes, it did go 7. And who was their goalie then? The Bruins. That's my question.
I swear it was split time between Swayman and him. But
it was not Ullmark. Ullmark went to Boston.
Yeah, it was Swayman and oh my god, this is gonna kill me. Because they always did goalie hugs. It was Swayman and someone else, and they always did their big goalie hug after every.
Well, that is Ullmark. Wait, maybe it was. Wait a second.
Yeah, Nick, are you?
Wait. Oh no, no, he's right. Yeah, no, it was. They didn't trade for him, or did they trade? Maybe it was a weird off-season trade. No, it was a signing. They signed him. But they did sign him last year, 21-22 season, because he played 41 games. He played 41 games for Boston. But it was a signing because I don't think Buffalo wanted to pay Ullmark what he was worth, which was like $5 million or something, 5.1 million.
They signed him in July of 21.
Yep. So he was there last year. What the fuck? So nothing changed.
I told you.
Krejci.
Bringing Krejci back.
God damn it. That's insane,
and what's
dude.
even more, honestly, what's more impressive in my mind is they started the season without Marchand, without McAvoy.
Yeah.
Yep.
For an extended Marchand wasn't as long, but they didn't have McAvoy for an extended period of time there. So it's like, okay, you don't have a top defenseman. Figure it out and still win games. Don't lose.
That's pretty. It's again, dude. It's like you look forward and you look ahead and you're like, who the hell is going to beat them in the playoffs? Who is going to beat them 4 times out of 7?
The next team that I'm going to talk about.
Oh, yeah. In the final, eh? Is that what you're saying? Boston, Dallas in the final? Kind of like that.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be fun.
No, I just wanted to give a quick plug to the Stars. I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago. But what a turnaround season they're having. I think mostly in part are mostly due to the fact that their older guys are participating this season. Some
That does help.
unlike last year.
It does help.
But, yeah.
Listen, this is what I'll say about the Dallas Stars. Obviously, I watched my Lightning beat the Dallas Stars a couple years ago. And this team is far better than the team that made it to the finals. Far better. They can score.
Yep.
They got that Robertson kid. Holy shit.
They got Robertson and Hintz, the other young center that they have that they locked down. Like,
And
if you've got two lines that can just work for you, which they do.
yeah,
You got the old fart line.
The
And then
old
you've got
fart line.
the young buck line.
The young fart line.
Yeah. And a goalie like Ottinger.
I was gonna say Jake Ottinger, the
Yeah.
stud himself.
Kudobin was very fun on that run, but nowhere
Dallas?
near Ottinger's ability.
Dallas will scare me if game one of the playoffs, Ottinger does the classic. He becomes the new Carey Price and just is so locked in from game one and is just like that Calgary series last year. Then I will be very scared because the Dallas team this year with a new coach and again, like you guys said, all that scoring can beat a team like Calgary and then move on and win a few more. So
I could totally see them in the final this year. Totally.
Yeah.
A Boston-Dallas final would be unsurprising.
Awesome. Yeah.
You heard it here first.
That was from Nick. That's not my guess.
Dallas,
That's Nick.
Dallas and 6.
Oh dang!
Wow.
Dallas Stars Cup, huh? All right. Hey, you know what? That'd be cool. That'd be cool. I think Seattle's gonna take it, and then they're gonna rub it in Vegas's face. They're gonna beat Vegas in the Western Conference Final, and then win the Stanley Cup Final, and then they're gonna rub it in their face.
That'd be one of the best
while riding the back
ever.
of Grubauer.
Yes.
What was that, Eric?
That would be one of the best sports stories of all time.
Wouldn't that be cool? Second year.
And yeah, that'd be amazing.
And then Yanni Gourde would have. He would have 3 cups in 4 years, just like if the Lightning had won, they would have 3 cups in 4 years.
Yes.
That'd be fucking cool. That'd be like really cool. Pat Maroon level.
The big rig.
Okay, so what do we got? Oh, that's it. Fantasy hockey, gentlemen. Let's go into it.
Okay, you guys go first.
I have to open it.
I don't have much to say. Other than
Neither do I.
Fighting in that fucking second, third, fourth spot.
Yeah, I think it's gotten tighter.
It has. Since I last was on here, your dad was lower than us, but we were all still within relatively close distance striking wise. But your dad obviously has come on in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, what the hell, dude? I don't understand that. My dad was in 6th a month ago. And now all of a sudden
wait.
he's caught up.
He's in third?
He's in third. He's right behind me, or he's 30 points behind me. Nick is about 6 points behind him, and then Danielle has dropped off a little bit. Danielle's struggling a touch. That's okay. But yeah, it's a tight race for spot number 2. And we're just trying. We're doing our damnedest to catch up to the Flying Churros.
He doesn't even have to try anymore.
He doesn't have to try. But listen, hey, the season, we're not even halfway through the season. We can totally make this up. We can totally do it.
He needs an injury.
He does need an injury. Crosby needs to go down. You know what? Pasternak. Pasternak needs to go down with something. That way Boston slows down as well. Be perfect.
Yep.
But this is what I'm saying. This is why Ben he picked good players. He drafted really well. I will give him that. But his roster construction is not insured against a team doing shitty. Because he's jumped out to that huge lead. He's got 1, 2, 3. He's got 3 Boston players.
Bruins, yeah.
If Boston wasn't doing as well as they were doing, I don't think he'd be doing as well as he's doing. He has Well, that's pretty much it actually. But
Yeah.
Also,
anytime you
Marner
have
went
more
on
than
a.
2 guys on the same team on your roster, you get into that point where you're like,
yeah, 3 is like the max.
and
But-
that's even
Marner-
tough too because you don't want to make us. When I do this, right, I look at my team and I'm like, okay, if I've got 3 guys on the same team playing, 3 offensive guys playing that one night, right? I'm like, not all 3 of them are gonna get something here.
Yeah, you're right. That is
'Cause
how I
remember
think as
dealing
well.
with that. I dealt with that last year a lot because I carried Lindholm for a while. I had Kachuk last year, and I think I had Johnny Goodrow too. So it was like, okay, which one am I going to pick here? Thankfully, last year I didn't really have to have that decision
Just put
most of
all
the time
3 of
because
them
I
in.
just put them all in. But
Yeah.
you know
No,
what I'm
that's
saying.
that is yeah, I agree. I try to have like 2 max per team. And this year off of the draft, unfortunately, I chose Calgary. I chose their 2 new
Yeah.
guys
Yep.
who then proceeded
Dude.
to blow balls.
I did the same thing. I did the Kings. I did Kopitar
Yep,
and Fiala because I
yep.
thought that'd reignite, and it's just
Listen, Fiala has
Well,
been good.
Fiala's their
they've
leader
been-
in points, but
yeah, they've been okay, but it's not consistent, and it's not as much as when Fiala was on Minnesota.
yeah, it's not enough to keep you in it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I will say, Mike, your dad was talking about super stacking, which I get it. Like it makes sense. Like
It does.
Draisaitl and McDavid. If you get Draisaitl, McDavid, and Hyman, that makes sense because they're gonna have like whenever Draisaitl gets a goal, McDavid probably has the assist or vice
Well,
versa. So
it's pretty much if the Oilers get a goal, there's a
Yeah,
good
it's
chance
Yeah,
McDavid
but-
touched the puck.
yeah. And another player who's kind of this year for me is Philip Forsberg.
Yeah, and
He's done
he
okay.
and that's coming off
Okay.
of what 41 goals last year.
Yep.
So you don't expect him to just do okay. You expect him to do that again.
Do that again. Yeah, it is what it is.
That's
what it is.
unfortunate, but yeah.
All right, Mike, let it out. We know you had to vent.
Oh yeah.
I just had a mistake. I thought that last night I had all 3 of my goalies playing. I thought they were gonna play Vasi because they hadn't played in a couple days, and they normally like to play him against Columbus. I thought they were gonna play him, and they didn't. And I didn't find out until the game had started. And I left Carter Hart on my bench, who was playing Colorado. I'm pretty sure. And
Yeah. No, New Jersey.
Oh, it was New Jersey.
New Jersey.
So obviously I leave him on the bench because it's Philly versus New Jersey, and I
Yep.
was like, that no chance is that going to be good. And what does he do? But he makes he does 48 save, one goal against win.
Yep.
31 points on my bench, and I had a 104-point night anyway. So imagine I could have had 135 points. I would be at 145 points back from Benny right now if I had put him in. I'd be sniffing.
Yeah. Sniffing.
So yeah, that was all I wanted to say. I'm annoyed. And actually, if you look higher in that picture I sent, you will see that I also left Tarasenko on the bench for a goal. He had a goal as well on my bench.
Oh, come on. That's how you use my trade?
I'm sorry.
I'm kidding.
But Kairu also had a goal, so I didn't really miss out on a whole lot.
Actually, yeah, that was the goal. I think Tarasenko got the tying goal with like 20 seconds left.
Did he?
So Edmonton ruined that for you.
Frickin' A.
Yeah.
At least, so I
Yeah,
left 25 points on my bench last night.
Oof.
And there was another night this week I left a lot. I left a big game from T-Var on my bench.
No, not T-Var.
Oh yeah, T-Bar. Come on, dude.
He
Legendary
had 15
Island.
points on my bench.
Oh, that's upsetting. That's upsetting. Yeah. Dude, sometimes that's all what it's about. Sometimes it's all just luck. Who you put in, who you decide to put in, who you decide to keep on the bench, And sometimes you're going to pick wrong. Like I did.
It's a good thing we don't put money on this.
Yep. I tried to do that one year. I was like, if everybody puts like $5 in, then they'll be like, I don't know. What is there? 8 of us? So it'd be like $35, and whoever wins just gets it. It's like whatever. But
I will say this. This is the last thing I want to say tonight. I was statistically eliminated from my my money league fantasy football league this year.
oh no.
This was crazy. I'm going to tell you guys what this ended out as.
Yeah, let's hear it.
What do you mean statistically?
So-
Like you can't win no matter what.
I am knocked out of the playoffs because only 16 get in. Hold on.
That's upsetting.
Okay. So 6 teams get in. Okay, here they are. 1 and 2 were tied 9. The record was 9 and 5. 3 and 4 were tied 8 and 6.
Oh wow.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9 were tied 7 and 7.
Jesus
So-
H, man.
Bro.
Yeah. And I was in 10th with 6 and 8. Had I won last week, I left 30 points on my bench. I would have won
Oh.
and I would have won that week with him with that guy playing, which chaps my ass. And I would have been in because even though I was the most recent to get a 9 and 7, would have been the most recent to get a 7 and 7 record. Ties in fantasy football to go to the playoffs are based on points for record, and I was second.
You got a shitload of points for.
Hold on, nope. I was first in the league with points for this season.
There you go.
So you got the most points.
Yep.
But just
Still didn't win.
Missed the.
that's lame, bro.
Which means even though I scored heavy most weeks,
You just got
other teams
outscored.
scored more than me. Just outscored me.
They just outscored you, but then on other weeks they shat the bed.
They shit the bed. Yep.
Wow.
Wow.
That is
I mean,
upsetting.
that's-
Is what that is.
That's kind of the format we're looking to do next season. So
Yeah, it could happen next season.
Just saying.
But
my
listen,
other
it'll be
fantasy
easier to
football league-
to catch back up.
My other fantasy football league. I'm in the family league with the Rents and Aaron and Brian and Liz and my cousin. I am obliterating them.
Oh my god.
I am 11 and 13. The next closest record is 9 and 5.
Wait, 11 and what? 11 and 3.
Oh, sorry, 11 and 3. Excuse me.
Okay, I was like
Yeah, I
11
was
and
like- I was
13.
like, wait, yeah, wait a minute.
That
11
kind of
and
sucks balls.
11 and 3? 11 and 3.
So you're
And
just
my loss
bullying.
weeks were like just by this much, by a fucking.
Okay, but
Dude,
how
you're like-
much now if you don't mind my asking, how much does your parents how much do your parents pay attention?
So
Cuz there's no
my
chance
mom's
Aaron
team
pays
was
attention.
so my mom's team was Justin's, and then
Oh, okay. Yeah.
my dad doesn't really pay attention, but he tries. So it's not like my dad's knowledgeable enough about football
Yeah,
and knowing
yeah.
like, this guy's
Yeah,
good,
but
this
he's-
guy's not.
What how about Liz? Do you get Liz to watch football
So
on Sundays?
I do Liz's team for the most part.
Oh,
But I
I
don't-
see.
Listen,
I
I
see.
say this to a lot of people, but I don't like, oh, this guy's good, I'm gonna drop him so I can pick him up. I don't do that shit.
Make a trade.
My dad one week dropped one of the top tier wide receivers in the league, and I was like, somebody dropped this guy. I was like, yep, I'll take him.
for
like,
for
I
your
need to
team,
go-
or did you take it for
I was
Liz's?
like, I'm now building my team for the playoffs. Thank you. Come to me.
Dang, man. I've thought about doing a fantasy football, but I'm always like, yeah, I got fantasy hockey. Maybe I'll do it next year.
Same.
Pay a little bit more attention. All right. Well, would you guys like to wrap it up? We've been talking once again for quite a while, as we do.
Yes, but I have one more thing
Go, go,
before we
go.
wrap it up. Last week I did Eric's World Cup corner,
Oh, yep.
and we have some advancements in the World Cup here, folks. So it was England and oh my god, where did I leave off? England and France.
And then
No.
Argentina and Morocco.
Yes. So Argentina played Croatia this
Okay.
week. for a chance to get into the final.
Yep.
And France played Morocco for a chance to get into the final. Argentina and Leo Messi won their game 3-0.
Shocker.
Leo Messi. Well, shocker. This World Cup has been full of upsets, Nick.
I know.
Japan beat Spain and Germany.
Oh, get owned.
And Croatia's list been like sneaking their way through too.
Croatia beat Brazil. Croatia beat Neymar in Brazil.
Yeah, well, didn't fucking Brazil leave Neymar on the bench for PKs?
No.
Oh, I thought they did.
Wait, maybe they did for PKs. Maybe they did.
That's newbie. Fuck,
Maybe it wasn't them,
Okay.
but I know one of the top tier teams left a like world
Really, yeah.
beater on
You know
the
what?
bench for PKs.
Might have been Brazil actually, because I don't remember Neymar taking one. Yep. I just remember I was telling you guys Brazil, they lost because that guy on Brazil hit the goalie went the other way and he hit
the
the post on the wide open side square and just
Whoa.
watched the ball roll. It's just like, oh. But anyway. So,
Imagine
yeah,
that. What a choke that is, honestly.
Oh, yeah. But
Never mind. I won't
so
say that.
Argentina moves on a very solid 3-0 win. And Messi absolutely bullied a defender for the third goal.
Nice.
Just spun him inside out, laid a pass through a guy's legs as the guy went to stop his
He
pass.
megged
Just
him?
megged him to set up the third goal. Ridiculous.
Nice.
But France, so Morocco, they were the first African country to make it to the semis, and their dream fell short, unfortunately. France beat them 2-0.
Isn't France the best team on paper?
France is the most recent winner, the best team on paper, and the most recent World Cup winners. In 2018, they won the World Cup. They beat Croatia. Yeah. So it could have been a Croatia-France rematch.
Oh, wow.
But now it is an Argentina-France final. 10 a.m. Sunday morning. Watch it if you can, because it'll be fun.
10 a.m. Eastern?
Eastern, yes.
Oh, nice. Excellent.
Also, Mike, did you watch that guy on the Netherlands absolutely bully that Argentinian player?
I didn't. I never went to watch it.
Nick,
the body
Nick,
check?
you would love this. So, Nick, Argentina, when they played the Netherlands in the quarterfinals, 15 yellow cards.
Jesus.
15 for the entire, both teams combined. 15.
Yeah,
and there was this play. There was this play where an Argentina player got called for a foul and he was pissed, so he kicks the ball at the Netherlands bench, on purpose. But he's just he just gets mad, so he kicks the ball, and the bench is clear, and some guy in the Netherlands runs across the field and just uses his chest and just bodies him to the ground and is looking down at it. It was awesome.
It was an extreme chest bump.
Yeah, it was awesome. And the guy goes flying, the flails his arm.
And then he's
it was a
oh
hard
my
hit,
God.
Yeah.
I'm
but
dying.
to be fair, out of all the things that they do that over, that was a pretty legit one.
That might be.
He did get bodied.
Yeah,
he did get bodied. Yeah, go watch that.
I do need to watch that. I'm gonna watch that right after this. Well, thank you. Thank you for that update. I did see that Argentina made it through.
Yes.
But I didn't know who the other team was. So obviously, I am going for Argentina.
For Messi, same. Yeah.
I'm going for Messi because he's coming to play in the States.
Is he?
Yeah, allegedly.
He signed with an MLS team.
No shit.
Oh, that's real?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Dude, that's nuts.
Let's go.
I'm pretty sure he's going to go sign. I think he signed with David Beckham's team.
I thought that he would just retire because he's you really need more money? Just kick back, relax.
Leo Messi.
Relax, man. But that's pretty cool. He's going to come over here and light it up. Be like, my God, this is so easy.
Yeah.
All right, cool. But yeah, I'm going for Argentina because I like Leo Messi because he's the one soccer player that I've seen who actually plays football.
Hard, yeah.
Because I've seen countless compilations of him fighting through people, grabbing him and tripping him, and he fights through and he doesn't take any dives. So I like that, and also France won last time, like you said. So let's get some new blood.
France to... Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna do it for this episode, boys. But this was a lot of fun. We will be taking next week off because next week is Christmas. So a Merry Christmas, a Happy Holidays to you and your family. Yeah. And I believe we're going to have an episode the next week right before the new year. But if we don't, keep an eye on the Instagram. There will be a little post about it there. And yeah, just keep your eyes out. Obviously, I teased last week my little lineup thing that I want to do. Obviously, and I said I wanted to do it. So this is what happened. I said I want to do it with everybody here, and I think we might have everybody next week. This was what I said last week. And about 30 seconds after the show ended, Ben was like, yeah, I'm not going to be here next week. And I was like, you motherfucker. And then he was like, and then I probably won't do a show at Christmas, and I probably won't be able to do it there. And I was like, all right. So it may be in 2023 when we get to do that. And actually, Eric's going to be gone.
Yes.
For the next couple of weeks, I believe.
Yes.
Until
after Christmas, I'm going January 12th.
Mid-January. Yep.
So China.
Okay. I don't think it's China.
You're going to Japan, right?
I'm going to Japan.
To
visit my bro.
Yeah, so that's going to be awesome. Maybe we can sneak you on for a little Japan thing.
If that's a possibility, I would love to do that. Yes,
I think we can probably figure that out. But we'll try and do that. If not, no big deal. But yeah. So that'll be a lot of fun for you. And I can't wait. Can't wait to hear about all your stories.
Oh yeah. There's gonna be a lot.
But yeah, so have a good holiday weekend, and hopefully we'll see you in a couple weeks right before the new year.
Yeah.
Peace out.